Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, Part 6. It was in this happy-go-lucky household that Rebecca had grown up. It was just an ordinary family. With 2 or 3 of the children were handsome, the rest plain. 3 of them rather clever, 2 industrious, and 2 commonplace and dull. Rebecca had her father's singing ability, and she could dance without being taught, and played the melodeon without knowing the notes. Her love of books was inherited from her mother, but other things also influences Rebecca's upbringing. She was a girl of spirit. Rebecca was fearless at 2, and determined at 5. Mrs. Randall and Hannah had no sense of humor, but Rebecca showed it soon, as she could walk and talk. She had not been able to, however, achieve her parents' virtues and those of her other ancestors. She had not her sister Hannah's patience, or her brother John's sturdy staying power. Her will was sometimes stubbornness, and the ease with which she did most things led her to be impatient of hard or long tasks. But whatever else there was, or was not, there was freedom at the Randall farm. The children grew, worked, fought, and ate what they could. They loved one another and their mother pretty well, but they just educated themselves, each one in their own way. As a result of this method, Hannah was boring and limited, while Rebecca, who apparently needed nothing more than space to develop in knowledge, to express herself and grow. Her ability had been set in motion when she was born. Rebecca amused her mother and her family generally, but she never was considered smart, and she was never thought of herself superior in any way. Arilla's experience had led her into a great admiration of pain, everyday common sense, a quality in which Rebecca seemed to lack. Arilla, being the parent, needs to feed and clothe 7 children on an income of $15 a month, and seldom had time to share between the members of her family. But Hannah, at 14, was the partner in all her mother's problems. She kept the house in order, while Arilla busied herself in the barn and fields. Rebecca was capable of certain set of tasks, such as keeping the small children from fighting one another, feeding the chickens, picking strawberries, and washing the dishes. But she was thought to be irresponsible, and Arilla, needing somebody, so she leaned on Hannah. She was a well-behaved, dependable child. It was several years since Miranda and Jane had seen the children, but they remembered Hannah with pleasure. It was for this reason that they had asked for her. The remembrance of Rebecca was so strong that the sister Arilla's letter was something of a shock to the elderly woman at the brick house. It read that Hannah could not possibly be spared for a few years, but that Rebecca would come as soon as she could be made ready. That was their offer to take one of the girls was most appreciated, and regular schooling, church attendance, as well as the influence of the Sawyer home would be the better making of Rebecca.